Am I going to hit myself?
I'll make sure you don't.
That's the last thing you want to see, I guess, when a drone's coming towards you, is your own face. Welcome to Translogic. I'm Jonathan Buckley. Drones are everywhere these days. They're an indisputable part of our lives. From law enforcement to films to burrito delivery, their uses are far and wide. But there's one sector of drone use that's really catching fire. That's FPV drone racing. And that's why we're here in Detroit to check it out. Well, it was only a matter of time before people started racing drones, and the guys out in Detroit were leading the way. I'm here with Harry Arnold. Mate, you're in charge of Detroit drone racing?
Well, yeah, I'm the group organizer. It's kind of like herding cats.
How long before you started racing were you into drones?
I've been into radio control stuff for 20, 30 years.
Yep.
I met a couple of guys that were doing the little ones, and my background in the car racing said, well, let's race them. And now we're at about 450 members for our user group, and the racing is really catching on.
So when we're flying, I've noticed the guys are sitting there and they've got goggles on, and we can see real time from the drone's perspective.
Yeah, and that's what's so exciting, and it's called FPV, it's an acronym for first person view. So you put on the goggles and you're completely immersed. There's a little camera in front of the drone,
yep.
And so it's like you're flying around through the air. It's kind of like the pod racers and Star Wars,
yeah.
Looking at them zipping around. When you're in it, it's kind of like the feeling of a video game.
All right, well, I'm super excited to have a go. What we've done today is I've actually had a drone built for myself. I'm going to learn, see if I'm any good to join the race. I'm going to get involved. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to win the race. In fact, I'm nearly 100% certain I'm not going to win the race, but what are some of the hurdles that I'm going to have to overcome learning this system?
Some of the hurdles will be the hand-eye coordination and the orientation, reacting naturally when you see yourself going toward the wall and knowing you have to pull it back without correcting the wrong way because you're not used to making that split-second decision.
I figure what we do is just take you right through the basics. You know, you've got your roll, pitch, and yaw,
yep.
And each one of those is controlled by different sticks on the transmitter. You should be seeing a picture right now if that's switched on.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna fire up the motors and we'll be lifting off.
Oh, okay, yep, so we're in the sky.
All right, seeing everybody?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna get it, it's real stable now. Add a little more throttle, whoop, not that much.
All right, I'm gonna turn. Oh, no, that's sideways. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna turn a bit here. Oh, it's just like flying a simulator.
To be honest, the only person I've let go that far away on a first flight has been somebody who has like a year of helicopter experience.
Oh,
so,
right.
So I'm impressed. All right, coming in for landing.
It appears, or it looks like it's an expensive sport to get into. Is that the case?
There's an initial buy-in where you have to get your radio controller and the goggles that you wear for the first-person view. And so you might be at around $600 to get all that stuff. But the drone itself is probably maybe $300. And then you add stuff to it like a GoPro or better motors. And then you end up bumping up that price.
How fast are these drones, the race drones?
60, 70 miles an hour.
Miles an hour?
Yeah.
How hard is that to control?
It's like asking somebody how hard is it to play a guitar. I mean, if you're just, you know, bling, then that's not very hard. But if you're, you know, doing amazing things, then it's hard. But the more you practice, the better you are.
Have you found people getting nauseous from being inside?
Yeah, if you notice, that's why a lot of people sit down when they fly. Because you'll find yourself falling over. A lot of people may even take Dramamine to settle themselves because you're flying and tilting and spinning around over the ground, and it can get you before you're used to it.
What's going to give you the winning edge when it comes to drone racing?
A really good pilot that can fly his drone under control and take good clean lines is gonna beat a faster drone driven by a less experienced person. So the edge would be practice time and being familiar with your equipment, so in case you have to do any repairs during a race, you're able to perform them quickly.
right, here we go. I'm a little bit crooked there. I'm through the red bit, I think he just passed me. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I think my race is over. Oh, there goes the other guys. Legality is a big question, and it's something that we're trying to figure out right now. Where do you sit on the whole situation?
The FAA is yet to make their final rules. They just ended the public review period by not having final federal regulation concerning drones. That's why you see different communities saying, oh, no drones here and don't do that there. And so it pretty much comes down to where you're at, you know, and operating safely and just making sure you have permission.
Where do you see the sport going? Because it's right in its fledgling stage right now. Obviously, I think it's got great area to grow, even as a spectator sport. One of the guys here was talking about the fact that you could even plug into your favorite racer's drone with a pair of goggles and ride on board for the whole race. Yeah, Stephen Ross, I believe, is owner of the Miami Dolphins, just put $1 million into a league that he's putting together. You know, we're getting together. It's a load of fun, and the winner will be the champion of the parking lot. Yeah. But, you know, if you really want to get the sponsorship money, it's going to have to be brought under one umbrella like the NBA, NFL, and I see that happening as more and more people see the potential of it. And the races are like 2 or 3 minutes long, and you definitely will, you know, watch. It will hold your attention for the whole 2 or 3 minutes as you watch them go around. And we do things like putting up netting and things like that so the crowd can be right into it. It's a good cross between the younger generation doing the video games and older guys doing modeling and building stuff. Geez, I don't even know if I want to say this because this is like 150 years ago when I was growing up. But there were soapbox derby races where people would get these kits and they'd build these plywood things and ride down a hill. But it was an activity where you'd think about resistance, you know, inertia, steering angles. And so I really hope that it catches on so the young people out there will get these skills and begin to think in terms of electronics and physics and hand-eye coordination and, you know, not just be couch potatoes. We've had such a great time out here today with the guys taking a crash course in FPV drone racing. It's something I could definitely get addicted to, at least once I get my drone up and running again. For Translogic, I'm Jonathan Buckley. We'll catch you next time.